Hello, welcome back to a new video of Adrian's Film Collectibles. Well, for this video I have got some new lobby cards I've added to the collection, or front of house stills, which I'm really excited about to get hold of these, and they are ultra rare ones. So I'll start off with these ones first, and this is from Utopia, which is from Laurel and Hardy's final film, their very last film. So Utopia, it was the first US release, 1954, as it has actually got 1954 on the copyright at the bottom there. So in America, it was its first release for 1954. The film was made 1951 under other names as Atoll K or Robinson Crusoe Land, and were some of the other titles used around that time back in 51, but then in 54 in the States it was released as Utopia. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the film because again, anyone could look it up online or read the books on this particular film. It's certainly not their best. For me personally, I find it was quite a sad film, mainly concerning because of both Stan and Ollie's health condition back then, with Stan's weight loss and Ollie's massive weight gain, as he was really quite big in this film, and so they were under quite a lot of stress, as it was a European produced film, sort of French Italian company that produced the film. So there was a lot of dubbing in the film, and change around with the dialogue and scenes and things that Stan wasn't happy about, and it took a lot longer than normal to film. So it probably wasn't the best highlight of their career. But with that being said, it does have original gags in it, so past the Fox Laurel and Hardy films or the MGM films that they made after being at Hal Roach Studios, whereas a lot of the gags in those films were all sort of copied from the early Hal Roach films and put into those films, sort of repeated. So it wasn't anything new or anything fresh, as obviously they didn't have total control of those films. Whereas with this one, Laurel and Hardy or Stan will have more control with the creative side, or the gag side of the comedy. But yeah, so there we go. So these are really nice original first release 1954 lobby cards from Utopia, and then this one is a first release from Haunting We Will Go. Again, this is obviously after Hal Roach Studios 1942 release. So it's a really lovely lobby card. The thing I love about these is just the colour and the artwork in general, because pretty much most front of house stills or lobby cards or posters during all that time period, pretty much through the 20s, 30s and 40s and beyond that, were pretty much in colour, even though the films were black and white. But then to advertise them was best to have them in colour, and it's a good way to show off the films stills in bright colour, lobby sort of picture quality. And then these two, which are really lovely, so these would be part of a whole set. So March of the Wooden Soldiers from the 1934 film. This is actually a re-release of 1950, March of the Wooden Soldiers. So this was the new name change. So literally from Babes in Toyland. So this is the other alternative title. So again, really lovely, colourful lobby card there. And then also there is another one, just that one there as well. That's a really nice one, that one. That's actually one of my favourite images from the film. A great shot there in white colour. So it makes it all attractive. So you can imagine going into the cinema at the time and seeing these in the lobbies or front of house, as it's known in the UK, and seeing them all displayed along their walls. So of course this is before the time of what we have now of YouTube or whatever to advertise films. So it was all in the form of like mini posters or photographic shots of the film to give you an idea of what the film was like or what it was going to be all about. So it's quite interesting. It's fascinating. And then there's this one, Nothing But Trouble. So these are original first release 1944. So that would be the title card for Nothing But Trouble. And again, this is another post-Roach film. So this is MGM. And then you have the set of cards, which are really lovely quality, picture quality, I think, on these old cards. And I just love sort of handling all this original old material, because even the smell, they smell really old as well. So that all adds to their authenticity of what they are. Another great shot there. So they're all really sort of quite, they're all sought after and just really rare now to get hold of some of these cards. And a lot of these are actually all broken up that I have seen for sale, that they charge a huge amount just for one card now. But if you're lucky enough, like I've been, to get like these as more of a almost complete sets, then so much the better, really. And it's obviously a huge saving as well with money, because you're not sort of spending out huge amounts on individual cards. Instead, you're just trying to get the whole lot together in one go. So yeah, so that's the last card there. A really lovely shot there of Stan as butler and Ollie as the chef. So there it is on the sort of rare vintage more lobby cards that I have. It's amazing how many lobby cards and original film posters that I do have now. Just referring back to my other video as well, I showed the very first posters that I had, that I bought from the museum back in '89 when I was 10. It's a good job that I still have those, because I do remember back in the day, my brother, he used to go paintballing, and I pinched one of his smoke grenades from the it was he had those as well, smoke grenades, but he also had a paint grenade, and I remember playing with it. I took it into my room where all my display is, and you take the cap off, and you just accidentally, I just accidentally swiped across the top and lit it. It was like a firework, and it sparked, and it's just like out of a Laurel and Hardy film. I was running around in the bedroom with the grenade alight, and I had seconds to think about this. So I remember I ran down the corridor in our childhood home then, and just before I reached the bathroom, I pretty much blew the bathroom up. So the whole thing exploded in my hand, and there was red paint everywhere. And because they were made of polystyrene, it just went everywhere, and the whole bathroom just pretty much turned red. It was, when I look back at it now, it's actually really funny. It's almost like a typical thing out of Laurel and Hardy films. But and I remember my parents were just sat off in the living room at the time. They just heard this massive bang. So yeah, so they were good days. They were good fun days. But good job I did do that, because my intention was to actually throw it down the toilet, because then I would then put it out, but put out the spark. That was my aim, but it obviously didn't work, and I pretty much ended up blowing the bathroom up with me in it as well. So, but it's a good job I did get it out of the way, because my original Laurel and Hardy posters back then would have been completely ruined. So what I showed in the previous videos with old original posters and what have you would have been completely wrecked, and I wouldn't have them today. They'd be covered in red paint, so they wouldn't have been any good. But thankfully that didn't happen. So it's a good bit of fun memory there to go back on. So there it is for this video, and hope everyone's enjoyed my small collection of large collection of lobby cards added to the extra large collection that I have now. So it just keeps growing and growing. So hope everybody's doing well, and happy collecting, everyone. Bye for now.